Hello everyone, Simon here. We're back in Warhammer 40k Mechanicus and we are almost done with the game. All the missions are complete except the final boss. Let's go kill Szaregon. Twilight of the Gods. The tomb of Szaregon has finally been discovered. Enter the tomb and destroy Overlord Szaregon, master of the tomb complex's Necrons, and the ultimate source of the threat posed by Silver Tenebris. Praise the Omnisire! Alright, so should we just like send in the robots? Let's just send in 3 giant robots. Oh crap! No! No! Back! Back! I forgot to change the Cantigo. My bad. No, start. Redo. Redo. Excuse me. My mistake, I'm sorry. We just got a giant Cantico. Launch mission. No, what are you doing? Stop it. No, not you guys. So this one, gain 9 cognition points. We're gonna change that to restore all health and all cognition. There, cool. Yeah, great. Do I have a... Is this the best one? Next 6 attacks will ignore armor. Next attack will deal damage. Next 4 attacks will ignore armor. Yeah, no, that's the best one. That's the best one. Alright, deploy, go! Curiously, we've only unlocked 9 spaces on the ship. There's still 3 more spaces in the ship that I haven't unlocked. I'm not sure what that means. Levistians 9.22. Knowledge will ever be a blessing and a curse. We have uncovered the tomb of this world's overlord, and it will soon be awake. It seems there is but one course of action open to us. Haste equals no, like the Dogmatus. Tomb of Szaregon equals plus potential. Scivola, we're killing Szaregon. Enough! Videx is right. I return equal parts determination and horror at the knowledge Overlord Szaregon lies within. If there is anything I have learned at the altar of the Omnisire, it is that this Xenos must die. This particular one. This one. Not any other one. This one. Statement acceptance, if that is your will, Magos. My will does not matter. It is the will of the Omnisire! Yeah, no, we're killing Szaregon. Szaregon is the catalyst, Magos. As he stirred in his sleep, so the Necrons began to wake. Now he has risen. Every Necron on this damn planet is climbing out of its sarcophagus. That is why it has to be done now! High value target profile fragmentary. Overlord Szaregon capabilities unknown. Reanimation power probable. Xenos weaponry probable. Extreme combat capability probable. I expect Szaregon to be more than the equal of anything we have faced on this world, but it would be the gravest dereliction of my duty if we left this world with the Overlord alive. Hunt solution calculated. Speed, Fury, Faith. Code Venator Omega. It's all my Skitarii can do to keep a foothold in the tomb. We can get your cohort inside, but that's it. Yeah, that's enough, Kipra. You don't need to do any more. I can deal with it. If the will of Mars is with us, that is all we will need. The hounds hunger, the spear yearns, the hunt is on. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. The image of Overlord Szaregon looms huge in the noosphere, as if his physical form has a corresponding information halo that infects the very information in the air. The dread and disorientation this causes threatens to degrade the cohort's battlefield effectiveness. Sacredness. Have the cohort perform a prayer session to steel their minds against Szaregon's presence. Sacrifice. Have the cohort enact a painful self-flagellation ritual to purify their minds through pain. Scorn. Counters Szaregon's appearance with data prayers broadcast into the local noosphere. Let's pray. Cool. Though the terrifying image of Szaregon is undimmed, the cohort are at least able to focus their minds through prayer enough to concentrate on the mission at hand. Just gonna pray the Necrons away.
Such precocious ambition for such a young and insignificant race. Like insects with pretensions to build palaces from dirt. What do you think you will do with your weak, fleshly bodies and your fanatical devotion to gods that never were? What do you imagine you will make of this galaxy?
We're gonna kill you first, and then we'll figure out the rest later. Alright, Szaregon? Cool. The voice of Overlord Szaregon booms from every voxcaster and comlink in the tomb, creating a deafening crescendo that is nonetheless undistorted and clear. Destiny. We will build an imperium that will never fall. Yeah, that's not. Perfection. We will advance the human race to a species as perfect as the machine. No, but that's what the Necrons have already done. The Necrons have already, like, transferred their consciousness into machines. That's what the Necrons are. They are robots. Like this is the story. Like between the lines, the Necrons are basically what the Mechanicus are striving to be. Like they're immortal machines. They used to be living beings, but they have turned themselves into immortal machines. And that's exactly what the tech priests are doing to themselves as well. They're turning themselves into machines. it's like they're trying to destroy each other, but they're actually the same thing. The two sides. Dominance. We will exterminate all Xenos and rule as the sole lords of the galaxy. So this is what the Necrons are doing. The Necrons intend to destroy all other species and rule the galaxy. The Necrons are perfect machines. They have transcended their fleshy bodies and become machines. We will build an imperium that will never fall. That's also what the Necrons want to do. So this is all these things are basically the same thing. That like like we're the same. Basically, you're saying that actually we're just the same thing. You know what? Let me just take the cheesiest one, or like the most on the nose one, which is like, oh, we're gonna be machines.
What do you know of the machine? Your terror of innovation has left you enthralled to decay and ignorance. The rusted hulk of Mars is a monument not to the machine, but to your own slow death. The Necrons have attained the perfection you seek, and will ascend to heights still greater when you have all died out.
I mean, he's right. Yeah, no, you're right. We're still gonna kill you though. I mean, that's the funny part is despite you being completely correct, you're still gonna lose and we're gonna win. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're gonna win. Alright, they get initiative, cool.
Every moment I learn more about you, the more I understand how to hate. This rage, this disgust that you feel at everything different from yourselves. That is what I feel for you. What quality, what virtue do your kind have that makes you deserving of anything but extinction?
No, but that's literally the same problem you have, Szaregon. What virtue do you have that makes you deserving of anything but extinction? You're just sleeping in your tombs for millions of years. What have you done in the past million years? You've just been sleeping here the whole time. Or you might as well be dead. You're just as bad. This is what's great about 40k, right? It's like everybody's awful. Everybody is just as awful as everybody else. Like everybody's complete failures. Like everyone's a hypocrite, and everyone's just basically the same people. They all have the same failings, and they're all trying to kill each other, and they all accuse the other guy of being failures. The words of Lord Szaregon transmit to every soul in and around his tomb intrusive thoughts that seem to originate from the thinker's own brain. Ambition. The determination to conquer the stars. Yeah, no, that's what the Necrons do. Steadfastness, our resilience in the face of constant threats of extinction. Well, there is that. That is kind of true. That is kind of true. Piety. Our unshakable piety and faith. That's not worth anything. You mean your ignorance? I'm gonna choose this one. Let's see what the game has to say about piety.
Faith in what? Your emperor, a corpse upon a throne. A concept of stagnation and obsolescence given form as your machine god. Your faith is what will destroy you.
No, man. Our faith is what will destroy you. That's the funny part. I mean, before it will destroy us, first it will destroy you. That's the funny part. Yes, it will destroy us, but not before it destroys you first. 40k is so good. Like the story and the lore, it's great satire. It is tremendously good satire of humans, of just humanity. Faith. Yeah, faith will destroy you, but not before it destroys the others, guys. Mocking laughter fills the noosphere, filling the cohort with a sense of chill and pervasive dread. That's fine, I don't mind. He can laugh all he wants. I'm laughing too. Extra Necrons, Glyph. I mean, let's take the good one, whatever that is. Alright, healing. We didn't need healing. Come on, talk to me again, Szaregon. Hypothesis, Council Chamber Audience Hall. Yeah, we killed his council already. We killed all the other bosses. The magnificence of the Tomb of Szaregon reaches a crescendo in this chamber, where the walls are encrusted with statues of Necron Lords, each with eyes glowing with some inner power. Concentric rings of hieroglyphs cover the floor. Search. Examine the chamber for useful resources or intelligence. Sanctify. Pray here to counteract the unholiness of such alien splendor. Smash. Do as much damage to the chamber as possible. The Necron's monuments themselves must be toppled. Let me just pray.
Such strange innocence to seek safety in prayer. Such debasement to clothe such fanes in faith.
You're right, Szaregon, and that's why it's funny. That's why, like, the more debased we are, the funnier it is when you die. The voice of Overlord Szaregon seeps through the noosphere mockingly. Yeah, good. Great. Let's go. Let's go. I can feel it, Magos, the unholiness of this place, the corruptive heart of Silver Tenebris. Run, analysis, interrupt. Noosphere, infection, corruptive contamination, speculation, hatred, inhumanity given form. There are not words enough to fit in all the scripture I have stored to prepare us for this. Just shoot him. High value target confirmed.
Magos Fastidius, I see you cannot come in person. No matter. When your pawns are dead, I shall deal with you next. Nothing is beyond my reach. Certainly not you.
Yeah, talk it up, Szaregon. Keep talking. Overlord Szaregon, yours shall be the fate of all Xenos, extinction at the hands of a species you underestimated. You have tried to break our spirit, but you failed. Now it is our turn.
I will show you what it means to know fear, and stare your annihilation in the eye.
Is that something you know intimately yourself, Szaregon? How can you teach me something you don't know yourself? Clearly you know what it means to fear, Szaregon. And we will show you what happens when you cross swords with humankind. Yeah, Faustinius. That's pretty lame, Faustinius. Shut up. Szaregon, welcome. Kill the Overlord Szaregon. He gets 2 moves at the very start. Isn't that fascinating? Can he kill us from all the way back there? He can't, right? Well, maybe he can. I know I can kill him from all the way back here. Are you... and then you, and then you, and then you, and then you, and then you. Stop battle.
Your fate was decided thousands of years ago, yet still you fight. What fury there is in your ignorance.
Yes. Fury in ignorance. That sums up humanity pretty well, doesn't it? This is pretty good. That's basically the human race. Fury in ignorance. That's really good. Like, this is really good story writing. I like this. Oh yeah, good, yeah, teleport to me, so I don't have to walk to you. Oh damn, he's gonna kill my guys? Rude.
Is this how you hope to destroy us, Faustinius? With tricks and crickets?
For sure. Alright, he has 99 health. Can I shoot him from here? Alright, let's go ahead and heal all HP and fill the cognition gauge. You know that fancy attack you just did? Yeah, don't worry about it. It didn't do anything. We're fine now. I can shoot him from here. Let's go ahead and power up. Power up. Does he retaliate if I melee attack him? Bless. Mission freedom. Don't hit your own guys. Blast him once, blast him twice. Does he have armor? He doesn't have armor. Walk up to him. Drain cognition. We can get cognition from these things. Drain cognition. Does he retaliate? No, he doesn't. What a noob. I go ahead and do one more damage to him. He's already down to 2/3 health. Like he's already lost 1/3 of his health. Alright, end turn. You power up. Power up. Chop him. Drain cognition. Drain cognition. Step back. Shoot him. Shoot him. And get cognition. Alright, end turn. You, the AoE guy, you shouldn't do anything because you're just gonna blast your own dudes. Now you're gonna delay turn. Oh, he doesn't have opportunity attacks. Isn't that funny? He doesn't have opportunity attacks. He doesn't have armor. Alright, Machine Spirit. Power up. Power up. Chop him. Bless. Drain cognition. Step back slightly so I can shoot him. Blast him there. And blast him there. Guess what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna kill him with the servo skull. And he died in one turn. Yeah, Szaregon. Szaregon. That's right. Humanity is hopeless, but you lost to humanity. How's that, Szaregon? Overlord Szaregon collapses, raw data spilling from his ruptured warform. The information howl that goes up from the tombs of Silver Tenebris is an awful death wail of utter abandonment. Many reports from the planet are mentioning Necron squads are locking down into guard protocols that make little strategic sense. It appears they are not able to think on their own. Szaregon and his lords must have been delegating orders all this time. It is done, brothers. The threat has been ascertained and neutralized. My neural vaults overflow with relief and exultation. Mission complete. By the thrones of Mars, I never thought I would witness such a thing. The scriptures were true. There are horrors in this galaxy that only faith and steel can overcome. And that we should be grateful we should never fully understand. You'll never fully understand, Vinex. We gathered a lot of stuff to research. Statement disagreement. There will be others like Szaregon. Possibility equals worse. Glean every datum. Never be unprepared again. Enough. Our work on this planet is done. The Adeptus Mechanicus can decide what is to be done with Silver Tenebris now. I wish to return to Mars. I wish to rest. Rest and pray, Magos. No, just rest. Plus studied data recovered. Secrets still to be uncovered. Imperative. Always learn. Always seek. Never rest. These are matters for the future. For now, let us return. Prep the Castus Metallicon for warp transit. Consecrate the dead. Comfort the wounded. And leave this accursed world.
The lure of knowledge promised by the tombs of Silver Tenebris was too much to ignore. Tech Acquisitus Scaevola took all she could fit into her internal data stores, and already spoke of astonishing weapons technology to be turned against our enemies. She did not remain on Silver Tenebris long. She left for Mars, taking her new learning with her, babbling on about reporting to the dragon.
Oh crap.
I assume that's her term for the master of the Xenorite Order.
No, it's not.
This trove of knowledge, their influence over the Tech priesthood will grow. Xenorite cabals from across the Imperium make their way to Silver Tenebris, drawn by the reports of Malog's library and the knowledge still contained within. They will mine this world for its data until there is nothing left to learn. For good or ill, these secrets of the Necrons are ours, and the Adeptus Mechanicus will be changed forever.
Really? Okay, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. The because we did both quest lines. We did the so that's the ending if you do Scavola's quest line to the end. But we also did Videx's quest line to the end. And I don't think the game designers intended for you to be able to do everything to the end. Anyway, that's it. The game is alright. Like the ending, there's a bit of a mix up there, but they probably just ran out of time or something. Okay. What is it? I mean, I've already said pretty much everything throughout the playthrough. So, final summary. The setting is great. The lore is great. Alright. The idea of 40k is great. Gameplay is fairly good, in the sense that like the missions, the battles, they're okay. We were overpowered for the vast majority of the battles, but that even then it's kind of interesting. Like each battle is like a little puzzle, and you like move your guys around, you solve the puzzle in the most efficient way possible. You kind of like it's an optimization puzzle, and that's fun enough. That's cool enough. So that the basic gameplay is good. The dungeon crawling and the random effects are awful, right? The random events make no sense. The consequences don't make any sense. So that sucked. That part sucked. They should have made that better. They should have made the choices meaningful, in the sense that they should have like... You should know what you're choosing, and the choices should be like a trade-off, right? Like, do you lose cognition to heal your units? Do you trade awakening for money, or do you like choose between, like, do you take the money or do you take initiative? Like, these should be trade-offs, like meaningful trade-offs that you, the player, make. That would be interesting. But as it is, it's just like there are 3 completely obscure buttons. You don't know what any of the buttons do. You press a button, something happens, and it's like, well, that's completely random. I didn't expect that to happen. So it's just like a pointless choice. There's no, it's just kind of random, unless you save scum. So it's a thing that encourages save scumming. The customization of the tech priests is kind of interesting until you get to the point where you figure out what the best setup is, and then we ended up eventually everybody having the same setup. So it was like interesting and then not, right? It's like when you're trying out all the different options, like that's cool, but eventually you have enough money to max out everyone to your preferred setup, and then everybody ends up using the same guns that you like the most. And there's like a lot of guns, but you can figure out which ones are the most useful, and so you end up using only a small fraction of the equipment that's given to you, because the guns are kind of interchangeable, right? And you just pick the ones you like the most. It's not like I've said this before. If the battles were different, and if you knew what the battles were going to be going in, for example, if you knew there was one really powerful enemy and there's one gun that does single target high damage, okay, you choose that. Or if you knew you were going into a battle with a lot of small guys, then you choose like the AoE gun that doesn't do very much damage to one single target, but it does area damage. So if you knew what you were going into, you could intelligently choose your setup. You would vary your setup based on the circumstances. But since you don't really know what you're going into, unless you save scum once again, since you're not save scumming, you don't know what you're going into, therefore you just choose the weapons that are most likely to be useful under all circumstances. In my case, it was the gun that shoots a giant laser beam, where if you had to hit multiple enemies, you could like line it up and hit multiple enemies, or if you just had one enemy, you just kind of point it at the one enemy. So that's the gun that basically performs well no matter what the situation is, and you just pick that. And so everybody used that gun in the end, so you didn't use most of the other items. So in that sense, maybe, I don't know, it's hard though. It's hard to design the game where there's variety, where there's enough variety, because no matter, like, every game has like the best unit or the best items, and eventually everybody just converges on the best stuff. Like, it's really hard to have a game where there really is like different things that work in different circumstances and they are like equally good, and it requires intelligence. Like, that's very hard to actually do. So the fact that this game doesn't quite do it, I get it, right? And I guess we could have used a different strategy maybe. I don't know. I don't think a different setup would have been as optimal. I think what I arrived at is pretty much the optimal setup. Maybe there are other setups that are better, but I mean, we did pretty well. Yeah, so that part is okay. It's not great. Is that it? That's everything. The optimization is not very good. Just the performance of the game is not great, unfortunately. Like, a game that looks like this and plays like this should not lag so much on my computer. It didn't have to lag so much on my computer. There are a lot of unnecessary effects that don't really contribute to the game. It's just, all it does is lag. So the optimization is not that great. The dungeon crawling events system is not that great. The gameplay is pretty good. The itemization and customization of your units is pretty good. And then just 40k lore is excellent. But that's not the game. That's just it's a bigger thing. 40k lore. All right, that's it. That's my final thoughts. I'm gonna end the whole thing here. Not a bad game. Oh, there's no replayability. There's no end game. You would think that with this sort of combat system and dungeon delving system, it wouldn't be too hard to just turn this into an endless roguelike. Like, imagine if you could just like generate random maps forever and just like, okay, here's another map and here's another map, and it would just be like the same battles but arranged differently, like random units, randomly placed map and items and things. It feels like it should be very easy to randomize the missions and the battles into like an endless roguelike, so that you can just keep playing if you want to. But the game for some reason doesn't have that. Like it has a number of set missions which are themselves kind of random, which is weird. Like when we kind of failed a few times, we loaded the previous save and then go back in. The battles are different, and the missions are different. So it is slightly random, but they don't utilize that random generation to actually create an endless end game where you can just like keep going and keep going, keep going. And presumably you can just like ramp up the difficulty. You can say, all right, we just keep, you just like put more and more enemies into the battles until you can't win anymore, and you can just like fight endless hordes of Necrons and just see how far you can get. Like you can imagine game modes that make use of this system that just goes on forever and have a lot of replayability value. And this game for some reason just doesn't have that, which is a real shame. I'm not sure why. It seems like it's not that hard to put that in. It's not that much more work. Yeah, alright. That's it. Fairly decent game. It's not hard to imagine how it could be better though. So it's like it's not perfect. Like you could imagine it's not that hard to improve it a little bit better. It could use more polish, is what I'm saying. Like it could use another iteration or two, and it'll be even better. And it's very obvious to see how it can be improved. But with all video games, there's a limited budget, there's a limited deadline. You don't have infinite resources, so a lot of games are not as good as they could be. So I'm not kind of picking on this game for that. But you wish it was better. I wish it was better. I can see how it could be better. But it's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's a decent game. Alright. See you in the next game. I'm out.